We run things, things now run we. Style and Vibes Podcast, Episode 1. Welcome to the Style and Vibes Podcast with me, Michaela. I'll be giving you the inside scoop on music, fashion, culture, and more from Caribbean celebrities and tastemakers across the globe, pushing our culture with authenticity and, of course, style and vibes. Welcome to the Style and Vibes Podcast, Episode 1. On this episode, we're speaking with reggae songstress Etana, dubbed the Strong One. In this fun interview, we discuss the challenges of being a woman in reggae, learning from mistakes, limiting social media, and fashion trends that just didn't work. Without any interruption, here's my interview with Etana. So, hello Etana, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to Style and Vibes and the listeners today.
Of course.
So how do you feel being in the industry for as long as you have been and kind of coming into your own over the years, and how do you think you've progressed as an artist?
I've learned a lot along the way. In the beginning, I was very naive. I didn't know a lot of things, and so not only did I lack knowledge of the business, I was also naive to a lot of things. I was just naive. Mm-hmm. A naive person, I guess. And I just thought that everybody was supposed to be cool and right and just and all this stuff. And I was so deep in everything Rasta and, you know, everything just had to be all about natural life and Rasta, and everybody just had to be that who were in my company. And I was more focused on that in the very beginning, until I learned that, hey, you know, like, even though a lot of people may say Rasta, they don't necessarily live it. So, you know, you can't really see everybody in the same light, and that everybody has their own journey. So I learned a lot along the way. Today, I'm more accepting of who people are. I'm more loving everybody unconditionally with all their flaws. And I'm loving that. I'm a much happier person that way. And I've learned a lot about the business as well. And yeah.
So tell me about how that's permeated through your music.
Of course, you can tell from the beginning of the songs, I was very shy. I listened to what everybody had to say, and I would make the changes to the songs, even though they came out good. But some of them, I did make some changes just to compromise with either the producer or the musicians or anybody who said anything. Mm-hmm. Second album, I was a little bit more aware and of the fact that this is my album, and I can sing and write what I want and be confident in what I'm doing. So I called that album Free Expressions. And then I went to Better Tomorrow. I was even more confident. They can hear it lyrically, spiritually, vocally, everything. Mm-hmm. And then I Rise even more. You can tell the growth with each album all the way up to this fifth one, Reggae Forever. You can just tell where I'm at. I'm just, so happy and bursting with love and light and positive energy, and I'm just excited.
So in terms of releasing this particular album, you released it on International Women's Day. Is there a significance to you releasing it that day, or just the stars kind of happened to align for you?
This is my first independent project, meaning executively produced by me, paying for everything, choosing the musicians, going in the studio, choosing the songs I want to sing, writing them, everything, choosing the vocalist that I want on the album as background vocals, all of that stuff. And I did work with some young producers this time instead of, working with everyone I worked with before on the previous albums. I wanted to try something different. And it's totally mine and independently released and distributed by Taz Records.
So as a woman, how does that make you feel? I feel like we're kind of getting there, but
okay, so in the industry, there isn't like any female, I don't think, who's ever executively produced their own album except for maybe Diana King, maybe. Mm-hmm. and independently release their own album. So I think it's a great achievement for me, and I think women have come a long way in reggae, but we still have a long way to go. Just like in any industry, I think women have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. And so I dropped it on International Women's Day so we can all be reminded, hey, I've come a long way, yes, but I still think I have a long way to go. And with unity and with strength and wisdom, I think as women we can achieve a lot more.
So tell me about, what do you do outside of record, when you're not recording and you're just in your home, in your element? What are you doing? I mean, I know it's hard because you probably, music is your life, but what else are you doing outside of music?
I'm playing with my girls and doing classes online, because I feel like if I can spend 2 hours on social media, I can spend 2 hours learning something new. So I just steady go to school all the time, all the time.
Always learning, always learning. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah, and so I love books and I love reading, and I spend a lot of time doing that when I'm not with my girls, and so I spend less time talking on the phone. So when I'm home, I'm not using my phone at all. So by the time I get out on the road, I have like 100 messages I need to respond to.
Yeah. So how do you think, you kind of touched on social media specifically, but how do you think that digital has played a part in either elevating or challenging us on a day-to-day basis as people, as a woman? Do you find it more challenging with all the media that we have, or do you kind of feel it's almost like a double-edged sword?
It is, though. It is a double-edged sword, because, I mean, it's a lot of things, actually. It's more than double. Multi-dimensional.
Yes.
So, all right. So, my thing with social media is, I think that we're so deep in it. Like, it has become a lot of our lives, daily life, a big part of our daily lives. And I think a lot of people still don't know how to use it, because then, like, say in a thread of people talking, right? You'll have like maybe one or two people who didn't read everything, and they just jump in on based on one comment off of somebody, like totally irrelevant to the whole conversation. Like you just jumped out of nowhere and just made a comment that's just left field, like, or they make a comment that just totally don't make no sense, and you're like, why? Like, why did you do this right now? Like, can you read the whole thing and then speak?
Yeah.
You have some people who still refuse to read. And that is the problem that I'm having. Like, if you're going to use social media, use it in the right way, And I think that a lot of us, even me, I just started to do a little bit of research before commenting on anything at all, because you really have, in this time, you really have to know what you're saying to make sense. You have to know. So I think people need to spend a lot more time reading. If you're gonna be on social media, use it the right way. Read, do a little research, and don't talk as if your hypothesis is solid. Like talk.
I think people leave just it have open. Diarrhea of their thoughts, and it just
So that is my only thing with social media, and my only peeve. But otherwise, I think it's cool. It brings us together, And I think some people show too much of themselves on social media.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's why I said it's like so much.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So I guess the site is called Style and Vibes. So if you had to describe your personal style of who you are and who Etana is in few words, I don't know if you can do that in a few words, but I would say describe, and I say style because it's very personal. I purposely didn't name it fashion over style or anything like that, because I think fashion is the industry, but everyone, you can take the same jean jacket and somebody wear it 10 different ways.
True.
So what would you say your personal style is? And it evolves. We know women change. We like to change our looks all the time. So keep that in mind.
No, I change my look all the time, right? I prefer regal, queen, or really roots. But still, even in the really roots, it still has some of that regality and some of that queen is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of up the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even if it's like real casual.
Yeah.
It's still, even though it's real casual roots, it's something to it that makes you say, who's that kind of thing.
What are some like fashion trends that you're into now? Hair, beauty, fashion, anything in that realm?
Wow. I'm never the type of person to look at the trends and to find out what's happening. I kind of just stick to my own thing and follow my heart. And when I follow my heart, 9 times out of 10, I'm right with the color. Like, I can just feel it and you see it and it works, like.
So what's one trend you tried that you hated and you're like, why did I do that?
Let me see. One trend I tried that I hated. You remember the plastic shoes they used to wear in my time in middle school? They used to wear some kind of like
platform,
the plastic platforms, and some of them had like the, like the side part open, and
I feel like they're coming back. I feel like I just saw somebody without plastic shoes and they're clear, and I'm like, I'll leave it alone.
Come on, yeah. I just wish I didn't do that, because when I look back at the pictures, I'm like, oh God, really? Did you have to?
Yeah, I think we all have those moments, and at least it's almost like, at least we try your thing, and you know what say it don't work for you.
Let me tell you, the curly, them used to have some weave, right? That looked like spaghetti. And it turn, like it have the little, and it's really tight,
and they use it
to make like flowers and stuff like that in your hair.
It's straw set.
Yes. I did that, and I remember the ponytail. Me and my friend was walking, and a bus was passing. I fear her ponytail never go on properly, and the ponytail drop off, left the stump. And we both were rocking it. I remember in school we were in the bathroom and we were in the restroom, and one of my flowers them drop off and drop on the ground, and she was like, "Don't look." While I got a year old. Yeah, so those are things I wish I didn't do.
So in terms of your vibe, so it's not just about you musically, but who you are as a person. Like, how would you, if you could describe who you are to the world and to say, this is essentially at the core who Etana is, what's your vibe?
Oh God, I would say, you know how they talk about a Gemini and they talk about the emerald, the green emerald, and they said it's hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Well, I'm not soft on the inside. I think I'm full of love on the inside. Too much sometimes. And at the core, I'm not the type of person to carry grudge. Like, you can tell me the worst thing yesterday about me, and I just know that as you and what you think, and I would still walk up to you and be like, hey, what's up? And you probably look at me like, she's crazy, like, for real. But no, I don't carry grudges. I love unconditionally. And I respect people's choices, and I understand that we're all on a different path, and we're all here to learn individually our own lessons. And so therefore I can't judge you based on your own thought. So I love people unconditionally. That's me at the core. I'm rough still, everybody have that side to them, but it takes me a lot to actually get there. Like, you'd have to push me to the limit, and I think the only people that are really able to do that
is the people closest to you.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just jovial and serious when I time for serious.
And I can tell that really kind of comes through your spirit, and just even having the conversation with you here is awesome. So I know you kind of have to get ready for the stage. So last thoughts in terms of advice you would give as an artist, as a woman, and as people of the world.
Wow, that's a lot.
I came prepared.
As an artist, I'd say do it right from the beginning. Always, in everything, or as close to right as possible. Everything. Because it kind of sets the tone, and then you end up making less mistakes if you actually try to do it right from the beginning. As a woman, wow, teach the world how to treat you. you already do that with your own actions every day. How you walk, how you talk, how you treat each other, how you treat others. And everything that you do, what you give is what you get. It's really true. What you give comes back to you. And as a person, I've learned never to speak in anger or with too much emotions, because you might just say the wrong thing or not say it the way that you expect it to be understood by the person you're saying it to.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Yeah. So, and treat others like you would want to be treated. And it's all right to be humble. It's really cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I totally appreciate this.
Yeah.
So much. We had such a great time with Etana. I loved her openness and affirmation about who she is as a person and an artist. That's it for this episode of Style and Vibes podcast. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and share it with your friends. Also, please be sure to leave an honest rating and review for the Style and Vibes podcast in Apple Podcasts. It's greatly appreciated and it will help the show ranking in iTunes. If you can't wait until the next interview, stay in the know by visiting styleandvibes.com, sign up for our newsletter, and get connected with us on social media at Style and Vibes. Until next time, I'm Michaela, your resident Fly Caribbean chick, representing the culture with Style and Vibes. Bye. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Style and Vibes podcast. If you like what you hear, and I know you do, share it with your friends and family. If you want more, make sure you visit styleandvibes.com and follow us on our social channels, Twitter and Instagram at Style and Vibes. Until next time, Leah Tommy Peeps.